Hi there, it's Paul here from Hurricane Forex, and this is the latest incarnation of the Hurricane Forex indicator. So there's quite a lot going on the screen, and if you look on our website at hurricaneforex.com, there's a kind of guide to what's going on, but it's to help you make trading decisions and to help you see whereabout things are going on, where things are going on in the markets. Now, this is a really good screen to look at. This is gold. You've got some live trades on right now. So I'm going to take you around the screen and show you what everything means. So that's quite useful. So let's start off with some of the lines that are being drawn here. Now, this white line, this blue gold line, you see it switches colours depending on which way the market's going. That's a moving average with Heikin-Ashi calculations. And this white one is 100, so that's 200 period, that's 100 period, and that's 14 shifted. And so those three there together acts like a barrier. You can see how the market bounces off this white line, and then when we get a breakthrough like here, you saw just there, you can see that we're obviously changing, the market's changing direction in this form of trend. We've also excuse me, we also get signals. There's one there, it's got a gold dot behind it, that's showing a change of direction. There's another one. There's another one, and you can see as well we've got target, so the entry on this one be somewhere in this candle, and there's its takes profit is there. See this one here, you could take it, but you take the target there if you wanted to, if you felt like it went that far. So for instance, this candle here, take profit here, which it actually achieves. This one here, take profit there. That might stop you out actually, because it does go up and pull back. That happens in life. We don't get all the trades that we place. So here's an entry, there's the take profit, and you put your take profit in. You see how I've done it here with a low slightly lower than the fib level, or the take profit suggests, and you can see that we've got a few of these excuse me, in here. Again, this one we can't take because it's too close to the target. So and it's also quite a flat market. That's because of non-farm payrolls at the moment. So I have got a gold trade on, but I don't expect it to do much more than this, and I need to be out of it before markets non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Down here we've got this shows you what the MACD is doing on each time frame. So you can get a general idea of the longer time frames as well just by looking at one screen. We've got these gold lines, you can see this, that's the daily parabolic SAR being plotted on there, which is quite useful to see, because that also indicates, like here we're in an uptrend. We don't want to sell in this uptrend. Okay, we just want to buy at the moment until it does become a downtrend. Okay, but the system will tell you when that's happening. Now, so there's some other things going on as well. Let me show you the trade calculator. This is kind of useful if you're looking at taking a trade. So for instance, we've got a buy signal here. Let's say, so you just click on this little line here and you can then move it up and down. And you can see as I move it, the trade calculator reflects where I'm putting it. So for instance, let's say I want to have a really tight stop. So I just click on it like this, and then I drag it up to here, and then that sets the stop. So the risk is 152.24 at the current price. So there's my take profit. Let's bring it down a bit, and I can drag that down there, and it tells you what your reward would be. So that shows your risk reward, more or less, depending on of course good old spread, which you can see here. So you can use that at any time. You can calculate, let's say I aimed for a different fib level here, just drag this up to here where the 50% is. It tells me that I would get I've got on one lot size I would get $2,438 reward with $150 risk. Now of course we can't aim for that really, because it's been bouncing off this upper level for quite a time, and you know there's quite strong resistance. So yeah, and we are bouncing around this halfway area between these two fib levels. So which does happen if you get a bounce, it normally does it halfway between. You see how this one here, that's sort of halfway between. You can't see the wick of that candle, but it's kind of halfway between, again halfway between. So we get this up rally, then it's a bit flat, and then it will come down or go up depending on what the markets want to do, which frankly is up to them. So that's quite a useful function there. Now also here you've got risk and reward and candle close. So that is the risk and reward in your whole account. So if you had 5 trades on here, the total risk reward is this. You can also see your total risk in a percentage, and that's really useful if you're doing a prop challenge, because obviously you need to manage your risk. So you don't want to have, and that also takes account. So for instance, if my stop is inside my entry, then it'll reflect the risk there. So it works out the total risk on your open trades at any one time, which is very, very useful. So that's about it, I think. So the simple thing is, okay, so you want to know, what do you do when you see a trade? When you get one of these signals, you'll get an alert. It looks like this. There you go. So you see there's a gold buy, and because it says break there, that means it broke above the previous high. So that's your signal. So then you come and look at the signal. Now what you do next is you wait for the entry helper to go completely green, because you're in a buy, or pretty much, you know, most of those being green, maybe 9 out of 10 being green, because that means the price has moved in a particular with enough power to actually get up there. You don't take it when it's like red, because obviously the price is going the wrong way. So at the moment it's kind of flat. So if you had this, if you just got this this buy signal, what you do is you wait until it gets to that higher level. If it doesn't get there, then the buy signal is invalid, or if your target's too small, the buy signal is invalid. You've got to bring your stop down, your take profit down below the target. So when you get a trade, you look at that, you look at your trend, okay, and if you think it's okay, you take a buy, but you take into account things like fundamental news, things like non-farm payrolls and FOMC are times when you want to be out of the market, and those things you can find through various sites, and so it's quite simple to actually work out whether to take a trade. Let's just flip through a couple of charts. I want to show you this. Now this is where when a market starts changing direction, you see we were in a downtrend here. In fact, if I zoom out a little bit, let me just zoom out a little bit, we can actually see the market moving. So here you can see we were in a nice downtrend here. You can see how it's further and further away, and then what happens here, okay, you can see that these lines start moving towards each other. Okay, you see like that, and what happens is this 200 Heikin-Ashi moving average actually goes static almost, and then the white line is moving up. Now all the while you can start taking buys. You see there's a first indication of a buy status there, but it becomes a sell again. So there's a bit more selling to going on in the market, but he was trying. Then there's another buy here. It's got a gold dot behind it. Some people like not to take the ones with gold dots behind them, but just wait to see if it actually is a trend, and then take the trades after that. So then we've got a buy, and you see how these lines go together, and then they eventually cross. Look at how stagnated it gets around the cross. Okay, and then we're in another trend. We're in a nice big buy move. Okay, it doesn't always happen obviously, but at least you can see what's going on with the market. And likewise now you can see that we've entered a selling phase here. You can see that these two lines are starting to go together, and look how it's starting to go static again here while this line comes forward, and then it's going to break that way. So that's how you can tell what's going on in the market, which direction it's traveling. It very often, price will bounce off of or just through this white line. The closer you get to it, the better. Okay, so if you get a break of it, that's slightly different. There was a pullback here, and then we're back into a sell. But look how often there, that didn't happen there. That one didn't happen. Didn't get close enough. And down here, you see how when it's going to change direction, it stops being able to pull back to this white line. So that is really useful in seeing where things are in the market. Okay, so let's flip through a few more charts. So this is quite an interesting chart, because although overall it's in a sell at the moment, and you can see it's generally been in a bearish kind of thought. It has been crossing back over and crossing back over because it's quite flat actually. It's basically trading between a couple of fib levels pretty much. Again, same sort of thing here. You'll notice quite a lot if it goes into this area between the 23.6 and the 38.2 fib. You'll notice how the market will hang around between them, and then sometimes it will reverse like this. It's quite a neat reversal. So there's your sell into the buy. This is sterling Swiss. Okay, and then once it's through the buy, you see how the price starts. This starts getting closer to that, and then there's a breakthrough from the top to the bottom. Actually bypasses the bottom, and now we're in the downtrend. Okay, so you see how it breaks through this white line there, pulls back to the white line, and you see how we're in a downtrend now. How perfect that Heikin-Ashi moving average is, and you see it's slightly jagged, which is how we tell what sort of market we're in. So what's going to happen is that will continue there, so that's going to continue bearish, so we're looking for selling opportunities in this marketplace. And you can see how accurately it happens again and again and again. Look at this, sell. You can see how this white line flows down and then starts, how it moved into an uptrend here. So now we're in an uptrend, so we want to take buys on this chart. So if you're a new trader, it's quite useful because you can learn to read the charts without any issue. If you're a seasoned trader, it just gives a bit of clarity to what you're looking at, and you still have to think about things like head and shoulder reversals, static markets, all that sort of thing. Those things still apply. There's no, look at this. Okay, so this is not a clear trend. It is in an uptrend sort of, but you can see how the market kind of does this. It's bouncing, so that's basically, that's actually almost a triple shot, a triple top. And although it's in a sell trend here, technically that is still a buy trend. It hasn't actually achieved a move into a proper sell trend yet. So we need this to do, this New Zealand. Let's say that goes down lower, makes a lower low down there. We need this to actually cross and go like that to actually establish properly a downtrend. At the moment it's not establishing a downtrend, it's just bouncing between fib levels, and guess what? Look where it is. You see it's in this hatched area. Again, see, in the hatched area they tend to get stuck. It's hard for the market to break out of that hatched area. Here it did quite nicely actually, it bounced up halfway, because we tend to get retracements sort of halfway through the fib levels. There's another one there, and you get these movements. So there's a sell here, a nice sell there. I suspect this is coming back this is actually in a pullback now, and I suspect if we draw our white line down there, and if we're going into a downtrend, then this is going to move like that. So I expect that this will pull up to here, this sort of level, and then go down there if it's going to go bearish. Now, non-farm payrolls tomorrow, so anything can happen. Probably sit here doing nothing. So again, that's the thing about the Hurricane Forex indicator. It shows you a lot of stuff. It's not going to stop you from making silly mistakes like I did today. I took a trade I shouldn't have. But what's on the screen is built out of me making mistakes, and also the suggestions of people on my Discord, which brings me to the Discord. Please join our Discord if you're using this indicator. It's much more fun. They're great guys, and we have some really interesting conversations, and there's an ideas box where, let me just pull it up for you, so you can get details of updates. There's some free tools. For instance, we've got our open all charts open all charts utility, which opens all the currency charts that we generally trade, which is the majors and the minors, and allows you to discuss and to come and join in with what's going on in the markets. So that's it, I think. Have a lovely day. It's Paul from hurricaneforex.com. You can find a lot of information, including how to get it from the MetaTrader. It's on MetaTrader 4, so you can actually find it in the market. So you just go into the market and find it, or you can go to our website, hurricaneforex.com. Down the bottom of the page, there's a link to the page on MetaTrader 4 to get it for your installation. It costs a huge $30 a month, which isn't much, or you can buy it outright for $800. But if you want to try it out, $30 a month is pretty good. It's just to buy a bit of beer or whatever I drink, to just to and be part of the development of it. Thanks very much. hurricaneforex.com.